This is the Web3 in Travel podcast. I am Luca De Giglio. I build with AI and blockchain, dozens of projects running at once, and this is where I share what actually happens when I do it. Welcome to season 2 of the Web3 in Travel podcast. I have started this podcast in 2021. It's been 5 years now, and I've recorded over 100 episodes. In the last few months, I haven't been active at all because, I've been sucked in by the AI. Basically, thanks to AI, now I can build, 10 times more than before, and I have so many ideas, and I'm trying to bring them to life all at the same time. I've always been a person who does many things at the same time. I cannot really focus on one. And I guess what I'm doing is, trying to move my hands into the swamp of the internet and generate ripples, which generate information for me. And so they allow me to learn. I have learned a lot, really a lot. And I have so much stuff to share with you if you're interested in the question of where AI is going, how I can apply AI to the travel industry, how I can use AI myself, and how do AI and blockchain interact? Where is this all going, etc., etc. I got lots of stuff to share. I have learned so much. I feel a little bit and I hope this reference doesn't get lost on you if you have seen Lord of the Rings. I am basically Gandalf the Grey. I've been away for a few thousand years fighting the monsters down there, and I came out as Gandalf the White. In a way, I learned a lot. I have really learned a lot, and I am very deep into AI at every level. So I can share stuff with you. I'm sure there are interesting things which you can learn from me. That's all. That's always what this podcast has been about. Now we do AI too, because AI is so big and so consequential. It's really getting into everything. I've been following recently what DHH has been doing with Linux. AI may even, finally make Linux the desktop OS, which is always trying to be and could never be. That's one of the examples. AI is definitely changing how blockchains are applied to industries. So a lot. So welcome to the first episode of season 2. I will not talk about specific projects probably too much today. This is more like a rambling episode to prepare you for what's coming. As you maybe can see, if you are on YouTube, I am doing video too. I purchased a Pocket 4 DJI. I don't even know how to call this thing. It's a camera, which makes it much easier for me to also show my face. And I will show my face, I guess, a bit more often than before. If you are on the podcast, nothing should change. It's just me talking. And this podcast has been very beneficial for me. I was able to reach not too many people, but people at high levels. So that basically confirms to me that what I'm doing, the time I'm spending on this is actually well spent, both because I can bring value and because I kind of promote myself in the travel industry in a way that I could never do before. So time well spent, hopefully for me, creating this content, and time well spent for you listening to this content. At the moment, I am developing 40 projects. So my computer has 40 projects ongoing. Some of them are very fresh. Some of them have been collecting dust. I even have a visualization of this universe in which I'm building, where every project is a skyscraper, and some of them have blinking lights. Somebody is sitting in an office in the skyscraper, and some of them have grass growing on them because I haven't touched them for a few weeks. And the grass grows, it's not grass, it's this, I don't remember the English word for that, but it's this plant which grows on buildings. And some of them are completely covered with grass. And and then sometimes I remember about that and I come back to them and I keep working on it. I'm strongly fighting the urge to in one session, building more than one project at a time. I feel a little bit like at the end of the 90s when the internet was slow and you opened a window on a browser and it took 2 minutes before the website downloaded. So in the meantime, you went to another one. And I'm doing this with Cloud Code or Codex, where I launch something and I wait 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 minutes sometimes for the LLM to come back with the results. And that means lots of context switching. It's really hard to focus on that. So I was actually starting to kind of get some discipline and stay on the same project, maybe read some documentation, maybe think about it, etc. And I failed. I failed because I started now developing also locally, meaning running local models. So let's say something like Cloud Code, but on my computer, which is of course much slower, and it goes on really every time, at least 5-10 minutes for something which will take 30 seconds to Cloud Code or Codex. That forces me again to switch context. So there's another of the things we're going to talk about in the future, which is context switching while developing on AI, basically. So I will tell you also about how I work. If you are doing any kind of work on AI, which is kind of building, maybe you're using ChatGPT, maybe you're using Codex. Codex now has been integrated in ChatGPT, I suppose. I think so. So maybe you're doing that. Maybe you're using Cloud Code and you're copying and pasting files. Maybe you're using Cloud Code in the terminal or Codex in the terminal. I will tell you how I do this. I am a few steps ahead in that. What I can tell you now to keep it simple is that nothing runs, or very little runs on my computer, mostly runs on a computer remotely, so that when I close my laptop, it keeps working, basically, and I can access it remotely. So I will teach you what I think is the best way today to use AI. I have literally changed the trajectory of a few companies simply by introducing them to how to work with AI. And this is not bragging, it actually happened. And if you get the right person who is receptive and active, and you tell them, drop ChatGPT or drop Claude AI chat and start doing this in this way, and they do it, then they understand what AI can really do. I mean, it's a big jump from using these chats, basically. So I will teach about that. I will also try together with you to understand how we can use AI in the travel industry. This is something I know everybody's trying to do. I don't think I have the answer. We are all exploring, but I have several ideas. So we will discuss about that. Recently, as I was saying, it started to become possible to run good models on your computer, if it's a powerful computer. I have a 48 gigabyte MacBook Pro M4, which is admittedly not a normal machine. It's cost me about 4,000 euros. So most of you won't have that. After I discuss this with you, you may come to the conclusion that maybe it's a good moment to spend some real money in computing, because now you can do things which were not possible before. I'm running now a model. It's Qwen 3.8, which is as clever as Opus 4.6. And Opus 4.6 is the one which came out in January this year and blew everybody's minds and made it easier to have OpenClaw, all these agents, etc. Of course, it's not the same because the model is clever, but you're running on a small machine, so the context window is much lower. I'm tempted to start by making an episode with the basics, so the meaning of context window, the meaning of local model, etc., as I did with the first episode about crypto. Maybe I should do that. Otherwise, I may lose you. But there is this new thing today. You don't need to listen to a podcast to learn things. You don't need to go online and search and find books or follow courses. You fire up your chat and you tell them, okay, I want to go into the direction of actually building stuff and solving my own problems with AI. I heard this podcast where Luca says you should use Cloud Code or Codex and not the chat. Can you tell me more about this? Can you teach me how to do it? And then you have your own personalized teacher, which takes you slowly at your speed wherever you have to go. So it's not anymore about finding a place where to learn. It's not anymore about finding somebody to teach you or the right course. Today, everything is about knowing where you want to go. We have endless possibilities. So it's more about knowing which of the problems or the opportunities you see are worth exploring and fixing with AI, and knowing which ones are fixable, which ones are not fixable, etc. Since Fable 5, which now is available, and at the same level, maybe GPT 5.6, it is not anymore the question, can I do this? The question is, how big can I go? And you can go very big now. I mean, you can now solve problems which were, let me put it another way. People are still trying to do the little app. People are still trying to do the email reading thing. No, you can really dream big. You can do things which were not possible. I'll just give you an example. I am not a developer. I am technical. I am certainly not a Bitcoin developer. Okay? I found, using Fable, okay, I found a bug into a Bitcoin wallet. I have no idea how Bitcoin wallets work, but I found a bug, not a very big one, a pretty exotic one, but something which can actually make people lose money. I reported the bug to the developers. They recognized the bug and they fixed it. Now, I cannot talk about a specific wallet because it's not been yet implemented. So they merged the fix, so they added it to the code, but they haven't yet released the new version. This is absolutely crazy, okay? Because I am not a Bitcoin developer. I am not even a developer, and I'm finding bugs for people who are really expert into that, but didn't have the time or didn't really think to throw an LLM at their code. Okay, this is crazy. So this specific bug if you have Bitcoin, don't worry, unless you're doing really multi-sigs with many signers. That's all I can say for now. But yeah, I mean, when I found this bug, I couldn't believe it. I found it with... why did I find it, by the way? I found it because I saw what happened with the one specific Bitcoin wallet. I told you there was going to be a rambling episode, so just bear with me. I'm going to go kind of randomly until I touch 30 minutes or something, or until I get tired to talk. So, but everything I say, I hope is interesting for you. So basically, there was this Bitcoin wallet. It's called Cold Card. It turns out that it had a bug. I keep it simple, and this bug was probably found with AI, and the people who found it stole millions of dollars from people who saved money in this wallet. That's not the wallet of which I found the bug. The one I found the bug is a different one, right? So I said, my God, there are people out there who are using LLMs to find bugs and steal money from crypto. Maybe I can dedicate a little bit of my token budget to help them. So I opened a project with Cloud Code. I said, let's do white hat. So let's help people finding bugs. And I started with the Bitcoin wallets. I focused on one, which I may be using in the future for multi-sig. And I found the bug, and I couldn't believe it. Say, okay, no, that's not possible. You know, there's many people using LLMs who are flooding GitHub, are reporting stuff, badly reported, makes a developer waste a lot of time. So I said, no, let's check it again. Checked again, it confirmed. I said, okay, let's ask Codex to check it again. So I launched Codex, and Codex confirmed, yes, it's a bug. I said, oh my God, no, that's not possible. So I said, let's ask Kimi. Kimi is a Chinese one, Kimi K3 I was using. I had access to that one. Kimi K3 confirms. So I said, okay, let's report the bug. We reported the bug. And the developer said, oh, good catch, thank you. And it merged it. Okay. Then I said, okay, that's exciting and also a bit scary, because how many other blockchain and crypto software are so easy to find bugs in, right? So I went to another one, something I'm using for not Bitcoin in this case, but for validating tokens, something in the Ethereum ecosystem, and I found a bug. And I reported the bug, and they haven't replied yet. But the bug is there, confirmed by Claude Code, Codex, and Kimi K3. Now you may say, are you trusting Claude Code over a developer? And I would say yes. At this stage, yes. Fable 5 tells me there's a bug. I triple check with Codex, and I check again with Kimi K3, and they confirm there's a bug. For me, there is a bug. Okay. There may be issues in which they don't have access to the whole environment, or sometimes, there could be false positives. So I'm not saying that I cannot make mistakes, but the bug is there, I think. So at least it's worth reporting the bug to them. So I have this project which is white hat, and when I have a little bit of tokens left before they expire, I throw it at other protocols. I went on. Some other protocols like libraries in Bitcoin were kind of fine, etc., etc. So I'm doing this. And as I'm doing this, I'm sure others are doing it. I'm sure that the projects themselves are doing it. I'm really worried for those who say, don't use AI for programming. And you can see this in the Linux space. Some people are saying, do use AI, use it properly. Even Linus Torvalds is using AI to help find bugs. Or DHH, who's doing this new distribution. And others are religiously saying, no, don't touch AI. I'm worried about them. And I'm worried about anybody in the crypto space who says, don't touch AI for coding, it's not serious. They are against something much bigger than them. And maybe the learning for you in the travel industry, if you have developers who are saying, no, we don't touch AI in any way, it just produces, slop, it produces bad code, I would be worried. Okay? I would be worried also if people say, let's just vibe code stuff quickly and AI knows everything and never makes mistakes. Of course, but any extreme take on AI when already the biggest developers in the world are using it, and if you have developers who, for reasons, say, no, I don't touch AI, I would be very, very worried. Okay, because they're going to be hacked probably. They're not there. There are bigger forces against them. It's like they are not realizing in which new world we are right now. Okay? And this is said by somebody who has no authority to say something like that. I'm not a developer, I'm not a security expert in any way, but I found a bug in a Bitcoin wallet and another crypto blockchain like application where the experts didn't find it. So think about it. All right, so that's where we're going. We have this technology which is AI, which is mature. It can be used now for many things. It's being used at every level. And we have blockchain on the other end, which is still in the infrastructure level, is getting in the pipes. Maybe one thing we can talk about is how Stripe, and Stripe is big, Stripe got into blockchain a long time ago. They are deeply into stable coins. They have their own blockchain for their stable coins. They recently added login with Ethereum. So let me repeat this. Stripe has added login with Ethereum on their interface. If you've been following this podcast for a while, you know this was basically inconceivable a few years ago. And this simply validates the fact that the direction is clear. And this is not the kind of hype of the NFT era, right? When everybody got excited, everybody started selling NFTs, or it wasn't based on something. There was too much hype in a way. Okay, this is Stripe, which slowly over the years has been integrating blockchain. Okay, and now it's integrating AI. They purchased for $7 billion Open Router, and so now they are a company which is very integrated with AI and blockchain at the same time, so we can learn from them. Because that's where everything is going. We are going to have AI integrated into systems, and we're going to have blockchain integrated in systems. So maybe blockchain for a while won't be too visible, and maybe later it will be visible, but it is getting there. So all we have discussed in these years in this podcast is slowly happening. AI has already gone through the first slowly and then all at once moment. We are in this exponential moment where lots of things are happening. Blockchain has been accelerating and it's been integrated in the back end. I've discussed this in other episodes. I've discussed this at ITB, latest ITB speech. Blockchain and AI are both internet native. Everything else is not. So like payments with credit cards are not internet native. So in a way, AI wants to use blockchains. So something I read today on a tweet from Eric Voorhees, is a crypto OG and the founder of Venice.ai, which is a crypto open router in a way. And he's saying that basically an agent needed to access the API of a website. It created a wallet. It asked Eric to fund the wallet. Eric did. And it went to pay for the API using this new protocol, which actually is not a new protocol. It's something embedded in HTML. I can't remember the name now. It's a way for systems to basically pay using crypto. For agents to pay using crypto without any overhead. So it basically paid the API autonomously and it got the data Eric wanted. So he called it organic payment. Let me see quickly if I can find it. He wrote it today, so I should be able to find it. Oh yeah, it's X402, which is a protocol for paying through HTML. So it's a protocol which has always existed. It's nothing new, but now it's been implemented with blockchain by many companies, Coinbase for sure. So he needed an agent to access the website, to access the API. The agent discovered by itself this website called API, which is a website you pay to get access to APIs. And the agent set up his own wallet. So the agent created the private key and the public key. He provided a blockchain address. Eric funded it. The agent connected to API on its own and arranged the payment via X402. And then it got the data it needed. All Eric had to do was to talk to it and then provide a little bit of USDC. Not even it. So if you know a bit about blockchains, you need gas, right? But the system doesn't need gas. There's a whole complicated setup in which the gas is provided by the seller. So, I mean, this stuff is getting out of hand. And this is AI and crypto, right? So this is an agent which, thanks to crypto, was able to pay to get a service, to get access to data. It's running. We are really running with lots of stuff. Crypto is being used by agents. I talked about this in other episodes. Crypto is too complex. That's why many people don't have wallets. But it's very easy for agents. So it is infrastructure for agents. And we're seeing this more and more. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I stop rambling. I'm going to give you the next episodes in a more coherent and structured way. I just wanted to say I'm back with the podcast. I hope, I'm sure I have a lot of stuff to tell you about, which can be very interesting and impactful for your work. So I'll see you in the next episode. That's it for this one. Thanks for listening. Everything I talk about here comes out of work I'm actually doing. So if you're building something in this space, or you're trying to work out how AI fits in your travel business, I'd like to hear about it. You will find me on LinkedIn or write to info@web3, 3 as a number, intravel.com. So info@web3intravel.com. See you on the next one.